And we're back, America. The food truck business, multiple locations, how to build a food truck empire is the topic for today. Make sure to check out your full video series, PDF, downloadable free at foreverfoodtrucks.com. Let's jump into this, shall we? All right, so if you've watched any of the previous content, which hopefully you have, if you haven't, make sure you go to foreverfoodtrucks.com and you'll get a link to every single video so you can get the entire series of videos. They are unbelievable. We've talked about how much food trucks actually make. We've talked about margins, duplication, brands, or at least a link to brands and how to get that information. You name it, you want to know it, it's in this series. Today, we're going to talk about wealth building. I just titled it multiple locations, how to build a food truck empire, but it's really wealth building. We've talked about making $2,000 a day with a single truck. You minus the food cost of 22% if you're good, 26% if you're not, and pulling off $1,400 a day. Owner operator. We're going to talk about not being the owner operator and beginning to build more. It's worth paying the $200 and dropping your profit per truck down to $1,200 if you can have 3 trucks. And now instead of making $1,400 a day, owner operator, you're doing $3,600 a day as the CEO. I was talking to a guy the other day and said, you don't want to be the boss. The boss still works. You want to be the CEO, right? So we're going to kind of talk about being the CEO and really just building an empire and wealth building. So reasons to add truck. Just like I said, think CEO, not chef. Don't worry about trying to pick out the menu items. Once you got something that works, once Golden Corral figured out what worked, they did it, right? They tried to serve everything and do it for nothing with a buffet. That works. Once, McDonald's figured out, or Chili's, or whoever, you name it, figured out you name the franchise. Once they figured out what worked is what I'm getting at. They stuck with it. You figure out what works. Don't have to. You may love to cook, so you're gonna have to decide. Do I want to be a chef more? Which is fine. You stay with the one truck. You can't cook in 6 trucks yourself anyway. But if you're more concerned about wealth building, it's always in multiplication. McDonald's didn't become $1 billion business from having one single McDonald's, right? So do you want to be the chef in the kitchen? You want to be the boss? Or would you prefer to be the CEO? CEOs make partnerships. CEOs grow the brand. And we're going to talk about all of that. So anyway, that's a big reason to buy a second food truck, trailer, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th to infinity, right? Multiple streams of income. Once again, if you're $2,000 a day is where you should be at a minimal. If you're an owner operator, that's one thing. And if you like being the chef in the kitchen, yes. But if you want multiple streams of income, that means, hey, you can get sick. If you're owner operator and you get sick, your business is down. You're not making money. And that's something that a lot of people that are into wealth building, like myself, we talk about. And this is not an original concept. I didn't invent this. Even my bishop has said this: have multiple streams of income. Every person that I've worked for that's been successful has multiple streams of income. And it's not based on their personal labor. When income is based on your personal labor, if you get sick, you no longer make money. If you go in the hospital, if you go take a vacation, you no longer make money because it's based on your effort and your work. With the CEO, your money is based on other people's efforts, other people work. Put 3 chefs in 3 different trucks, make the $1,200 a day, $3,600 a day, and while you're in Hawaii, you're making $3,600 a day. You paid for that trip in 2 days off of the labor of others. So increase revenue without increasing hours. That's kind of like what we were just saying. When you think CEO, you begin to shift, and that's what this whole series is about. How to begin to generate money with your single truck, and in this particular case, how to increase money without increasing hours. So a lot of people that buy food trucks that I've noticed over the years working with hundreds and hundreds of people is people that are currently working. Some are retired. Some have, a little nest egg of money, but the majority of people that are working, looking to transition from working and making someone else rich to working for themselves. In this case, this is perfect because once you begin to add multiple food trucks, now you're increasing your revenue without increasing your hours. Think of a laborer. You increase hours as a laborer by increasing your own efforts. So work 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours a week. That's how you increase your revenue. But if you're a CEO, you can increase your revenue without increasing your hours, without increasing your efforts through the theory of multiplication, right? So if you have, I talked to my lawn guy. My lawn guy actually was doing great. He had seasons where he was doing $5,000-$6,000 a month, and it was just him and like 1 or 2 guy crew. So that was great income for him. And he says now he's at the point, 3-4 months later, season is getting colder. No rain. Well, this is Texas. It never gets cold here. We have summer and second summer. Those are our seasons, but we don't get a lot of rain. And so now no one's calling him for grass cuts. My lawn was like 3 weeks later. Now I'm getting a cut versus every week, every couple weeks. So and that's everyone. So now he had to get a job. And I say, man, when things were feasting, why didn't you invest? That was the perfect time to get a second crew. That was a perfect time to expand. It was a perfect time to spend heavily 60% of your income, tighten the belt, and to spend all of that money, the 60% on, marketing and branding and increasing. That way, when the slow season came, you wouldn't have had to go to work. Maybe you would have had to lay off a crew, but you'd have had enough business built up to keep the party going, at least for yourself and the crew that you run, right? Now you're working for someone else, and your dream of being an entrepreneur is on the back burner. So think CEO, think money without extra effort. All right, so how to grow into 2 or more. Have menu staples. My goodness. Once again, like I was saying, think CEO, not chef. I know you went to chef school, know your brisket is the best. Think CEO, not chef. Once you think of Chick-fil-A. You're not going to go to Chick-fil-A and get pork chops. They're known for having great chicken. People go for the chicken. If they have a special or something that's very, very simple, very basic, their menu is remarkably basic. Be great at one thing. You don't need to be mediocre at 90 things. People don't get famous for being mediocre unless you're a reality TV star. You don't get famous for being mediocre at 90 different things, and no shots at reality TV stars. But you can't be mediocre and build an empire. No one says, hey, man, let me go to this mediocre restaurant next door. It's better to be phenomenal at 2, 3, 4, just a small handful of things, build the niche, and we'll talk about that, but build the niche versus being, trying to have everything on the menu on the planet. So build some staples that people really, really love. Nail down your look and feel. You see a yellow arch, that is always McDonald's, right? That is, you don't have to see the McDonald's name. You see the Nike swoosh, the check. You don't have to see the Nike sign. Nail down your very simple logo. Starbucks, not simple logo, but when you see it, you don't have to see the word Starbucks. You know it's them. Nail down your look. Are your colors black and green or whatever, or red? They'll probably be ugly. Who knows? Well, I guess if you're the Celtics, it works. So, but nail down your colors, nail down your look. And then nail down your branding. Nail down your menu items. Make it easy to multiply. Make it very, very easy to multiply. Make it easy to make the food that is your staples. That way, when your employees, you hire on new employees, you buy your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth truck, you don't have this 19-part recipe that needs to marinate for 6 hours, and then you bake it, then you fry it, then you broil it. It needs to be simple, needs to be elegant, needs to be easily representable. Concepts need to be great and simple, even if they're new. You can have a hamburger with egg on it or with whatever, but it needs to be a concept your patrons are going to understand and that your staff can make very easily. If you make something very complicated, you're not going to be able to duplicate that. McDonald's, if you want fries, there's a button that looks like a fry. Not rocket science, right? So you need to make it easily duplicatable. That cuts down on your training time. It reduces errors. What is error in the food business, right? That is waste. It's called waste. Now you throw that burger away, right? You throw this away. Someone says, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want, it made this way. I wanted this second and fourth step removed. So the more options and errors you get where I'm going, the more options they have, the more likely the person making it can error. Simple menu items are easy to make, hard to mess up. Help standardize the food quality. If it's easy, you can prepackage everything. You can have 5 trucks running, prepackage everything, and drop them all off in the mornings. You work for an hour, just dropping off to your locations. Everything is prepackaged, everything is pre-made. Standardize the food. All the burger at one place tastes exactly the same as all the burgers at your other mobile restaurants, which is what a food truck is. help standardize customer service. And this is the last point. You see it's in red. That means it's finito. This is the end. So help standardize your customer service. Once you have a great product, once you have a great look, the last thing you need to have is just great customer service. It's kind of think Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A, with this, every time you say thank you, they say, my pleasure. You know, customer service. You're not the only burger joint. I don't know. I think Louisiana came out right there. You're not the only burger joint. You're not the only hamburger and hot dog place. You're not the only Sonic Shake type place. So even though you may be great, people they won't want to come back if your customer service stinks. So have great customer service. That's it for me. Make sure you watch the next video. Let me read off of this. Share this with your friends. If it was helpful to you, download your free forever Success in Food Trucks guide. That's a mouthful. Downloadable from foreverfoodtrucks.com. It is a comprehensive guide explaining startup costs, average income, setting margins, investing money, branding, wealth generation, training staff, and more. Whether you've had a food truck for 20 years or are considering getting into the food truck business, you do not want to miss out on this powerful resource. And for those who want to go even deeper, go to teachable.com and check out the online course. It will teach you how to make 20 times the profits, how to 20x your income, and how to grow 20 times faster. It is an advanced look at the food truck business, profits, and how to shore up success. Either way, be sure to grab your free Forever Success in Food Trucks guide at foreverfoodtrucks.com.